our first, Dot Agu is recording for her personal record, and the township will be recording so Glenda can have accuracy with the minutes. Our first thing here will be swearing in of Supervisor William Bova. Do you want to stand in front over there by Glenda?
Sure, I guess.
She's going to swear you in tonight.
I'm going to swear at you. Okay.
Oh, 5 registrations.
I, William Bova,
I, William Bova,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of Supervisor
and that I will discharge the duties of Supervisor
in South Londonderry Township,
in South Londonderry Township,
Lebanon County with fidelity.
Lebanon County with fidelity.
Next one, I need your signature, and we're good. We didn't need it. Thank you.
I guess I can vote now.
Congratulations. So next on our reorganization meeting minutes or agenda here is the reorganization of the board. So we'll need a motion for chairperson. Do I have a motion from anyone?
Faith Bucks. I nominate Faith Bucks.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Do I have a motion for vice chair?
I move Jack Custer.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so now moving on to township appointments. We have, I always forget how we do this. Do we go down each one individually?
I think we did last year simply because we
We
anticipated
had-
changes.
Okay. So do I have a motion for acting township manager, secretary, and treasurer?
I motion to appoint Scott Galbraith.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Assistant secretary will be vacant for the time being. Assistant treasurer, do I have a motion for that?
I motion for Glenda Holland.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
A motion for police chief. A motion for William Regal as police chief? I don't know why we have to motion for that,
I
but
don't know.
we're gonna
I'll
change
make
that
that
now.
motion.
All right, so you made a motion, or no, I guess
Right.
I made a motion. Do you
Yeah,
have a
a
second?
second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Zoning officer, code enforcement officer. Do I have a motion for that?
Motion Scott Galbraith.
Do I have a second?
Is second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Assisting zoning officer will remain vacant for the time being. Building inspector, we sent out RFPs for that, we received 3. Do I have a motion for that?
I motion Commonwealth Code.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Aye. Township engineer, do I have a motion for that?
I motion for 2.
A second?
Second.
Sorry,
I
a
thought you-
second, sorry. Yes, I'll be more clear. Yes, all those in favor?
Aye.
Township solicitor, do I have a motion for that?
I move, yes, Patrick Armstrong.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Zoning hearing officer, or, I'm sorry, board solicitor, do I have a motion for that?
They select their own.
That's what I thought.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, then I motion appoint Nestico, Druby,
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Independent auditor, do I have a motion for that? Maybe just some discussion on that. When we put out the RFPs for that, it was put out incorrectly. It was put out for 2019, 2020, and 2021. So I would like to make a motion that we table. No, I'll take that back. Yeah, I'll make a motion that we table it until we send out a new RFP with the correct years.
Is there any business that would occur or need to occur?
Between now and then.
Yeah.
The one that we appointed last year is currently doing 2019. I see
Okay.
no reason why they couldn't continue that, as far as I know. Glenda, do you see any issue with that?
Then I'd second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Palmyra Area Rec Commission. Do I have a motion for somebody to serve on that as one of the township supervisors?
I'll take a turn if you want, Bill, doesn't matter.
Did you say you had a problem going, timing wise, going to those meetings?
What,
Okay. Did you
That's,
just nominate yourself, Jack?
did you nominate yourself?
I
nominate
never
Jack
felt like I
last
should do
year.
the fire board, so that takes me out of that rotation, so.
When is that?
Fire board is the second.
Well, it's actually tomorrow,
Well,
but it's
yeah,
typically the second, every other month, the second something of the something.
Tuesday?
Yeah,
Is it?
it's not.
Let me look. I don't know, if it's not on my calendar and I'm not looking at it, I'm not sure. It is not in my calendar. It is the first Tuesday, every other month.
I
So
think you're correct.
there's one tomorrow,
Okay.
and then there's one, the next one after that is March the 3rd. But anyways. Back
So
to
I
Palmyra
second Jack
Area
as
Rec.
rec.
All right, I'll second Jack to do Palmyra Area Rec. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Vacancy Board, I have it under good authority that the person that was on the vacancy board last year, Dot Agu, is willing to serve again, is that correct? Okay, I will motion to have Dot Agu serve again. Do I have a second for that?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Fire Board, do I have a motion for Fire Board?
You good with that, those times?
Yeah, as long as it's Tuesday, yeah.
Are you able to go tomorrow? I was planning to go if you would need me to go for you, but.
Tomorrow might be not good, but
Well, then I motion
Beyond that, I
to
can-
appoint Bill Brova.
Okay, I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Open Records Officer, do I have a motion for that?
motion, okay,
Motion to appoint Scott Galbraith.
second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Earned Income Tax Bureau, do I have a motion for that?
There are representatives on that board, correct? I motion to appoint Ron Fouché and Lisa Dalbert from North Londonderry Township.
Do I have a second for that?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And Greater Lebanon Refuse Authority. Honestly, I don't think we have to reappoint him because he has a term still. It was a several-year term and it's not expired yet. So he would still continue, Doug Alt would still continue on that board.
Okay.
Okay, moving on to board appointments. So municipal authority, we have 2 appointments available. As far as I know, Mark Panisol and Don Plord were both willing to serve again, and we had no new letter of intent. Can I cheat off of yours?
Yeah.
Because I can't find it right now. So do I have a motion to reappoint the 2 members, Don Plord and Mark Panisol?
I motion we appoint Don Plord and Mark Panisol to 5-year terms on the municipal authority.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. So the Planning Commission, we have 2 appointments available for a 4-year term and 1 appointment to complete the resignation of Mr. Goodpaster's term, and that one would end in 2021. And we did receive confirmation that Bill Pauza and Sean Donnelly would like to serve again. And then we received 3 letters, one from Connie Brossman, one from Don Blauk, and one from Jeff Kennedy, who also are interested in serving. So do I have a motion for one of the 4-year terms? Or do you want,
Motion to appoint Dawn Blauk.
do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Do I have another motion for an appointment for the other 4-year term?
I motion to reappoint Sean Donnelly.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
And do I have a motion to appoint someone to finish out Mr. Goodpaster's term, which would end in 2021?
I motion to appoint Jeff Kennedy.
Do I-
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, sorry. Okay. Zoning Hearing Board is a 3-year term. We have one available. Jeremiah Harris is currently, or was currently serving, and he also sent in an email saying he would like to serve again, and we had no other residents ask or have a letter of intent. So do I have a motion to reappoint Jeremiah Harris?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Historical Commission, we have 3 appointments available because they were up, but I think we also have 1 vacancy. Did you have a question, Bill? I thought I heard you say something.
Yeah, I just thought we were looking at that. Was that the, weren't we looking at the Historical Commission?
It is on our list of things to do in the future to look at the ordinance because it's not really consistent with
Right.
what we want them, or the tasks that we might have. But yeah, there is a vacancy also, so there's actually 4
I didn't see any letters.
No, I did see Lois Matarazzi, Maria Piccini, and Trevor Case wanted to be reappointed, and I didn't see any new letters. The other vacancy would expire 1/1/22.
I move to reappoint Lois Mazzarati, Maria Piccini, and Trevor Case.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
What
Okay,
was the third name?
Trevor Case, Kase. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye. So we still have an opening
We
then?
still have a vacancy for the Historical Commission, yes. UCC should actually be taken off because Max is still willing to serve, so their term is indefinite unless they resign. So we don't need to reappoint anyone because they stay unless someone leaves.
Okay.
Approval of banks and deposit for township funds. We currently use Fulton and Flickit. So do I have a motion to continue using those?
So moved.
Do I have a
Second.
second? All those in favor?
Aye.
So employee wages, or employee wage rates, uniform and non-uniform. We did meet in exec was it Friday?
Yes.
This past Friday, to go over that, and the uniformed will be per collective bargaining agreement, and the wages we have set forth. I don't know that we have to state that, do we?
The amount.
Percentage of increases or not?
Like, you could say they range from 2 to 3% based on performance.
Okay, so do I have a motion to approve uniformed as the 4% per the collective bargaining agreement, and non-uniform ranging from 2 to 3% pending on their performance?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. So reaffirming employee benefits, that would be per the manual, the collective bargaining agreement. The employee manual also has an amendment to it, which is ordinance 219, which is what we just approved December meeting, to move from a defined benefit to a defined contribution. Thank
That's
you.
gonna help.
No,
I
I'm
knew
glad
that.
you did. Thank you. And again, the collective bargaining agreement, we have to follow that regardless. So do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And establishing a treasurer's bond, I believe that's set at 1 million. Do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any other business? So I always find this odd, but we're going to adjourn this. So do I have a motion to adjourn that?
So moved.
Do I have a
Second.
second? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So we'll adjourn that, and then we'll move on and we get to say our wonderful pledge all over again, which is fun. So we'll stand and we'll get started with that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Now, there were a couple changes. I think everything out on the podium today is accurate. And I believe I have that one also, so hopefully I don't get lost. Public input, I have Pat Krebs, yes, holiday event to store history project.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Just sharing with you that CCA had the Christmas holiday event in the rain. Unfortunately, inside the fire hall, it was very dry. We raised $300 for the fire company. And one of the projects was to sell ornaments at $5 a piece. So we sold $265 worth of ornaments. And we threw in the extra money to make it an even $300. We purchased the ornaments at $60. So we know that we're learning from our first event that there's ways to sell these ahead of time, and the Coors is the one I'm holding because I sold it to them on election day. They trusted me, gave me their $5, and when we finally got the bulbs, we got to put their names on. When they were done at the fire hall, people did them very artsy. They put all kinds of things on these bulbs. It was amazing. The background work meant that we had to buy bulbs that we thought would stay up in the outdoors, and the right kind of magic marker to use that wouldn't run in the rain or snow. And so they were tested underwater in somebody's kitchen sink. And eventually we found that these did work and they succeeded. So we took them all down on Sunday. As I told some people, just save them because maybe when we pay our $5 next year, we can put the same bulbs up and save some money. But it did work out and they did look very nice. We also got a compliment from the anonymous Palmyra elves who went around the community picking their most favorite Christmas ornaments and decorations, and someone told me I should go check our tree because we received a special congratulations that our tree was a excellent opportunity or whatever.
That's all right.
We will try to do it again next year. And we welcome your input ahead of time so we don't all rush at the last couple of months to do it. Probably the Girl Scouts and the Methodist Church and many of the others who did the tables at the fire hall did a marvelous job and really made a difference. It was a true community effort. I will try to unroll the banner that we've had up with the names of everybody who contributed money or in-kind contributions. The Blazers did our banner for us. And so that was really good. We didn't have to pay for that. So we, as we said, this is not a fundraiser for CCA. It's a fundraiser to have an event and also to hopefully raise money for the fire hall and the fire company. And without them, I don't know what we would have done because obviously the fire hall was a perfect place to have it. And so many people came. We were like, okay, and if it doesn't rain next year, we're really going to be having a good problem of being able to accommodate everyone. The other project that we're working on, as I've shared with you, is the historic history memories. I'm not trying to figure out what the title is yet, but the B&B, Londonderry B&B, provided the setting, provided the eats for the folks, and our 4 lovely seniors in their 80s came to share their memories of Campbelltown, and 5 students from the journalism class at the high school were the students who interviewed them, and they are now continuing their project to interview more people, to do more photographing and videography, blah, blah, and hopefully in April they will be able to do a presentation at the community, and we would choose the auditorium at the old Campbelltown Fire Company building where the schools and PTAs and the community used to have events where the curtain still is displayed and where they have the music academy. So those are the 2 things we did in December. I'm not sure all of 2020 and what it will bring. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pat.
Okay, moving on. Do I have a motion to approve December 10th, 2019 board minutes?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Bill and payroll list 2319. Do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And a motion to approve 2419 bill and payroll list.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And one more bill and payroll list 120. Do I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to reports, I did not get a report from Scott. Either of you get anything?
No.
Okay. Zoning code enforcement officer is vacant right now, so I don't have a report for that. Patrick is obviously not here. He serves many different townships, and per second-class township code, all meetings are tonight, so we felt we could get through without his advice this evening. Police department, chief, do you have a report for us?
I do. During the month of December, officers reported on 226 incidents, made 9 arrests, 6 of them being for non-traffic citations, 3 criminal arrests, 1 was a DUI. Officers issued 31 traffic citations and gave 53 traffic warnings. I was going to report on the Tour de Gretna, but I'll wait, it's on the agenda since Ed's here. The only other thing I have will be given by Sergeant Castle, his Bill Cruiser report for this year.
Just want to thank the board again for the opportunity to do the Operation Fill a Cruiser program. As most years, this actually starts off in October with the organization trying to get everything together. This year we had a total of 24 outside the police department volunteers. We were able to serve 57 children through the school and the school district, another 54 children in western Lebanon County, over 24 adults. We're going to have enough left over. We're able to assist Lebanon Agape House. DAS Distributors and Lawn made a very large donation. We were actually able to take some of that for our own purpose, and also additionally from that specific donation, help Toys for Tots in Lebanon. Throughout 2019, we were able to assist 2 families that suffered devastating house fires, and additionally we had items to provide to several children through police contacts. Our total off-duty police officer time spent was 70 hours. On-duty time was 11 hours. Volunteer hours were a total of 90.5 for, my math is right, 170.5 hours. From 2018 to 2019, we actually went from 29% on-duty to 15% on-duty hours. So we had a good 14% reduction in on-duty time. And I'm attributing that to, we had 2 fewer collections and a more efficient operation overall. We had 1 less RAP event and 1 less overall event. But we were only, I think we served about 12 less children for varying reasons. But overall, it was very successful. I can tell you personally from making the deliveries and talking to folks, it has a significant impact on people in our area. So it's a good thing. Just want to say thank you.
Thank you. And you might have said it. What year was this? How many years have you been doing this now?
This was year number 6 for this.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Chief, did you have anything else? Okay. Public Works, I don't have a report for that. Kendra?
Yes. The library board did not meet in December. The board will meet again on Tuesday, January 21st. An update on the library's capital campaign. We have have raised a total of $516,090. The annual fund drive is still underway. There are 3 important upcoming dates. Monday, January the 20th. The library is holding Be a Power User for anyone to learn how to receive free materials through the Pennsylvania Power Library online system. And Tuesday, January 28th, from 3 to 7, there will be a blood drive taken at the library. Thursday, February 6th and 13th at 1 o'clock, there will be workshops on Windows 10. The sessions are free, but registration is required.
Okay, thank you. I don't see anyone here from Campbelltown.
They won't because their
Their
meeting
meeting,
is tonight,
right?
same as law.
Same as law, okay.
So I won't have a report either.
Okay. Do you have a report at all for
No.
Parks? Okay. Minutes for review. I think I had municipal authority, zoning hearing board, and I didn't have fire board, and I don't have anything from historical. Planning commission I didn't have either, but they met last month, didn't they?
Yeah.
In December.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Yeah, we
report.
met.
Okay. Yes, you definitely met. All
I
right.
guess
I missed that one. Maybe they're not done.
Scott was taking them,
Okay. I'll have to check on that.
Yeah.
but yeah, they weren't approved yet, so.
No, but we always get them even before they're approved. Okay. Township officials, do either of you have anything?
Not
No?
under this. No.
Okay. So moving on to our plethora of resolutions here. 01-2020 is bi-monthly payment of invoices. This allows us to pay our bills. Do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So resolution 2-2020 is the township engineering fees. Hang on a second. Okay, do I have a motion to approve that? I have letters both from Ritu and Hanover with their fees on there.
Motion approved.
Do I have a second? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Moving on to Resolution 3-2020, Emergency Service Recognition. Do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. And Resolution 4-2020, business mileage, which is set per, for the state, per the federal mile rate. Thank you.
Yep.
Do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. And 5-2020 is the police pension contribution. Do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And Resolution 6-2020 is the fire hydrant assessment. Do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All right, moving on to new business. I'm feeling like we missed something with that because we had RFPs out for the auditor. And we didn't talk about that and it wasn't in our reorganization. For the auditor, or not the auditor, I'm sorry, the pension company and funds.
Maybe because we just sits there under new business. Maybe that's what he thought we'd do. That's item number one.
Yeah. But we didn't. Do we normally approve? I wonder if we approve that on our reorganization, who our pension, and it wasn't listed on there. So I'm having a hard time approving a letter if we don't have an approved.
Right, we wanna,
says appointment.
Yes, but it wasn't on our reorganization. I feel like it should have been on that list of who we're appointing to use as our pension company.
I guess we could discuss it with that, right?
It's not on our list anywhere of who we're going to appoint. Do you follow me on that?
okay,
And I was going to motion that we table who we're
Right.
appointing until our workshop, because I feel like there's a lot of information in there yet.
agree.
So, I guess I would motion to table the letter.
I'll second that.
All right, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Authorization to allow principal financial advisors at or everybody else. That's the same thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would motion to table that also,
Second.
and we'll discuss these, all of this at our workshop meeting, which is, do you have that listed on here? Yes, January 22nd. All those in favor?
Aye.
And at this point, Glenda, am I correct in that the company that we currently use would just be our intern until we decide at the workshop? Okay. Okay, offer of employment in the capacity of Township Manager, Treasurer, Secretary, and Right to Know Officer. Do I have a motion to do this?
I make a motion that we authorize you or Scott, whoever's gonna send it, to offer the position. We'll withhold the name until they accept, in the capacity of Township Manager at the rate of $70,000 annually.
Second.
Do I have any questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
An offer of employment in the capacity of zoning officer and code enforcement officer. Do I have a motion for that?
I make a motion that we offer employment, name to be withheld until they accept the position. You're gonna have to help me out because I didn't bring the paper on the rate.
$21 an hour.
$21 an hour.
Do I have a
Second.
second? Any questions on that? All those in favor? Aye. And number 5, do I have a motion to advertise to hire an employee for the highway department to replace a departing employee? We had somebody resign, or not resign, I guess, move on, a 2-week notice, yes. I'll motion, oh, you have a question? Sorry.
Well, I have a question. I was hoping that, I think the person I want to ask the question is not here tonight. But I just have a question of capacity and
I'm
what the
guessing-
need is going forward, and if some of that can be contracted out through an expanded contract of, like we already use for snow removal, et cetera. So,
Okay.
You could make a motion and ask Scott to
Do you
hold
wanna
off
table?
until you, or you can table it.
yeah, I make a motion, we table the advertisement.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Chief, I'll turn this over to you. Do you have the numbers for these 3 requests?
I do.
Okay.
So the first thing is to address the issue of the police department's portable radios having spotty reception and transmission in this building. We had Bob Moyer from Moyer Communications come in and check and to put a system in the whole building. It's technically called a Class A UHF biodirectional amplifier system. That unit itself is $19,995. $5,000 for the installation and all the associated wiring and so forth. At $28,108.67. I think I had budgeted $21,000, and then we got an $8,000 donation from Delichess, which would cover the whole thing. Moyer Communications has a co-stars contract, so no, we don't, bidding isn't required. We can give him the job.
Was it under the capital purchases? Is that where that 20,000 was? Do you know? I believe it was. And that's where the copier was too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know it started in my
It went a
budget.
crazy route, but I believe that's where it is.
Yes, it is. Okay. Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? Yes.
Why is reception so spotty for the police department? What happened?
We're told the metal roof.
Oh, that wasn't thought about when the building was built? Huh.
It's the same with the fire department. I mean, it's horrible.
Yeah, I'm just surprised it wasn't considered, considering this is a new building.
They tell you it's a metal roof, but they don't work in any buildings. you know, other than a small residential structure, but like we get in the same thing at DAS distributors, and that's a build-up rubber roof. It's terrible, and, you know, there was no, I'm sure, just like the police department, I mean, they're the same system, different frequencies or what have you, but there was no input from the fire, the emergency services when they decided what they were gonna buy. Here they are, good luck.
I asked about the cell phone too when we were, before we even built this. Oh, no, it'll work. Your cell phones will work. And then it doesn't. So, okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna take us through the police vehicle.
The best I can do is give an estimate. A new Ford Explorer, I believe are running about 43,000. We have the police radio, which is would be a big purchase that we can take from the vehicle we're getting rid of. We will have to buy the emergency lighting for it. And then there's additional upfitting features that we've been doing, the molded plastic seats in the prisoner area. I feel they're pretty important, and we've gotten I believe the mobile data terminal is going to be switched over from an old vehicle. But my best estimate is $45,000 for everything. Graphics is a few hundred.
So would it be fair to say not to exceed 45,000 then? Is that what you're?
That'd be fair, yes.
Okay, and we're pulling that out of the capital reserve, correct? Okay. Do I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
And new copiers.
We had gotten a proposal from Executive Image Solutions, who does our IT work for the township and the police department. We have an aging printer that is going to be 9 years old. So technology has advanced, and this particular printer has always been provided by another company, not Executive Imaging, and through the years we've had continuous connectivity problems, and where we had to get both companies involved to address it whenever the problem arose. So they had proposed a new printer for the secretary area, which is the one that's most used, for $6,000, and they would also include a reconditioned unit for the patrol area, which has a very old one that we brought over from the old building, and has extreme limitations on the types of printing you can do. Basically, it doesn't communicate with the newer, I don't know if it's because of web-based documents, but some of the things we use it for, such as criminal complaints, it'll print a large black field into an area where we need data printed. So anyway, their estimate was $6,000 for those two printers. They also gave an alternative of $5,000, which would be a reconditioned one for the secretary's area. And I'm not sure if that included the reconditioned one also. I assume it probably did. My preference would be to go for the new one at $6,000. And then they take care of all the technical upkeep and networking and so forth.
So it's all through one company instead of split?
Yes.
Is there
a
a
split of?
Well, you had previously. You had to
IT.
get
Yeah.
IT,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Is there a service contract or anything, or what's?
will do all the service on it. There's a 5-year guarantee, and if they can't fix it, they'll replace it. I don't see any other details that might be too interesting, or just like trade, paper size and stuff like that.
It's the same company we contract though through everything else for our IT.
Yeah.
Do I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Second.
Questions?
Is that for the new printer or the
Yeah.
reconditioned one for the girls?
It's this,
New one,
One of each.
one of
Okay.
each.
so the 6,000 estimate,
Yeah.
6,000 and 6,000, right?
total
6,000
6,000
total.
Yeah.
for both.
Yeah, the alternative was 2 reconditioned ones at $5,000.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, moving on to flight path streetlights. Love streetlights.
Yeah, good.
One of my favorite topics. All right, so in all seriousness, we had some people being charged for streetlights that were not turned on yet in 2017, 2018, 2019 for, let's see, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, well, no, I just lost track. 9 properties for a total of all 3 years is $819.31. They are looking to be refunded. Do I have a,
Is that each?
it's total.
Total.
Over all 3 years,
Yeah,
$819.
It's like $90 each.
yeah.
They're looking to be refunded. Do I have a motion to do that or a motion of some sort?
I'll make a motion that we give a refund.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Questions? I have a question as to, do we know when they're going to be turned on? Are they being turned on this year?
I was working on that before I left. So if there's email, last email I got, that they were trying to get it put on the schedule to be turned on for whatever reason.
I think I saw an email just yesterday between Patrick and them on something.
Okay, all right.
Maybe Scott got that.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Tour to Gretna. Sir, you in the back. Do you want to chime in anything
I
or?
would just like to thank Chief Regal for taking the time to meet with myself, Bill Gentile, and the Londonderry Borough Manager, Bill Care, 2 weeks ago. And I think we were able to hash out what concerns the chief had, and I think there was a complete agreement with whatever his recommendation was.
Which is, I think, based on some safety and logistical concerns, it should be a one-day event without the time trial, which would have been Sunday. Just less activity on the roads, much safer for everybody involved. So it will essentially be the same as it has been in the...
Same as it has been in the past.
Yeah. So I would be all for supporting that.
Okay. So, yeah, not as ramped up as it initially was presented to us. Okay. So what do you need from us this evening?
I just chimed in and in agreement with what the chief had to say, and everybody involved in the organizational end of it is fine with a one-day event.
Okay.
Are you still doing some of the expanded things on the grounds?
Yes, we're still going to have the kids' bike rodeo and things of that nature, yes.
Good.
So I see these 2 agreements here, and I guess I'm just wondering, do we need these at all? I mean, at this point, I'm concerned with just you filling out the application like normal and...
Sure. I mean, I can redo it, or you can just cross off the Sunday date. Everything else is the same.
I don't have that any longer. I'd have to go back and pull it, which I can do that, or if you don't mind just filling out the application again and we'll get it. Because then we don't, you need to sign off on it too and all that. How soon do you need it? Can we just do it in February?
I mean, as long as we know the approval, we can get started on the billboards for the roads and our printed items.
Can we approve it pending the
The
chief's approval of the application?
Sure, is that your motion?
Yeah, make a motion to approve it pending the chief's approval of the application.
Second.
Any other questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, moving on to number 3, authority grant for upgrade to Campbelltown East aeration system. Do I have a motion for this?
This is the same one we talked about previously.
I believe so. That's what I'm understanding.
What are we approving?
To do,
Because I thought we already approved for them to submit the application, but that's what the letter says, and this one's dated December the 9th.
yeah, I don't know why it's on there again.
Yeah, we did.
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't ask Scott.
Write a letter for you to sign?
And then we approved it last month for them to do it, for the grant.
He had the planning commission sign the letter. But it's grant.
What's that, Glenda? You
Did
didn't?
we do it? I don't think we did it.
I'm pretty sure we did. I don't have it.
I
I
thought
don't
we
have
voted
December's
on
with
that,
me.
yeah.
Of previous minutes. Brilliant.
It could be confusing with the planning commission.
No, that's not on.
Not from December's.
I'll make a motion that we support the Londonderry Municipal Authority in their H2OPA water supply, sanitary sewer and stormwater project grant application in whatever capacity they need us to.
Second.
Okay. Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Okay, so last month we sent over an MOU and there were some concerns brought to our attention about it. And we need to discuss, do we want to send it over, these concerns over to Patrick and have it revised per the concerns?
Well, I think most of it goes back to what I was already opposed to. Originally was like, when you read the feedback from Patrick, it's always the risk, the risk, the risk. I look at it as it's the service, the service, the service. So
I agree.
there is an inherent risk in fire, police, and EMS. And I have to agree that, I think when you read some of the language, the intent appears to be that when they perform emergency medical services, they're all of a sudden not a police officer anymore.
Right. Which, yeah. Trying to see if I thought I had it here, but. I don't have the MOU. Do you have the MOU with you at all? I don't have it with me either. I was just gonna try to see if we wanted to specifically draw stuff out or,
I mean, I think based on the feedback we got from you, we'd be in the same page.
Yeah, it sounds like you wrote it with the intention of, well, I didn't hear anybody directing to do this, but of saying when you're doing the EMS work, lawn ambulance will cover you if something goes wrong. And I don't think it was ever designed to have to, like, go from one insurance carrier to the other based on what work you're performing.
Well, I know that some of that got borrowed, pasted from the whole, file, but it's a totally, although it's similar, it's a different scenario. I feel that the officers are doing it as routine business, but they're not leaving work. They're not, it'd be different if the officers were parking their patrol car, jumping on the ambulance, and
Right.
that's my opinion anyhow.
It seems like.
No, I
that's
agree,
a
and
little bit.
how is
Yeah.
that even gonna be determined if there is a case? How are you gonna determine that? That's just insane to
I
me.
mean, I think they're acting as police officers and then they're going above and beyond and performing that service under a license, right?
Exactly.
with law.
My feeling is the only thing that really needs to be addressed generically speaking in that agreement is whatever language is necessary to accommodate the Department of Health licensing issues. At the end of the day, no matter what's in that agreement, the insurance companies are going to fight amongst
Fight it out,
themselves on
Who's paying what?
on who's paying what.
Yeah.
I agree.
Nick, did you have something?
Yeah, the other thing that was in there that seemed odd was he's trying to make it as an agreement between lawn and the police association, not the police department. And that's, I didn't understand why that was like that either. I think that's what the signatures on there, or towards the end, I think it had that the actual township wasn't involved at all. I don't have it in front of me to.
Yeah, I don't have the MOU with me either.
I would make a motion that we send it back to Patrick, reiterating that it's not our intention to have them clock out and clock in, if you will.
Okay.
Can I make one suggestion too? He has not talked with, like Jared or Jerry, like the two guys who were basically trying to get this up and running. He hasn't talked with them about it. So there's definitely a lack of communication between Patrick and him when he came up with this.
This is not atypical. I mean, we're trying to do something different and
What if we?
crossing silos, and you can see how do I phrase this? When you tend to direct an attorney and tell them what to do, they do it. When you tend to ask their opinion, if you can do something, there's 1,000 reasons why you can't. In this case, we are directing our attorney to figure this out. So we will figure this out.
So at this point, I heard a motion to have Patrick clean it up to the point where you're not.
I'm gonna withdraw my motion and make another one, but take Dot's comment
Okay.
I just have a question. I was at all of these meetings, and the way you're describing it as it was written was not discussed. Yes, for the employees, it sounds like he kind of meshed them up. So I'm assuming that you paid him to do this. So we're gonna send it back to him to pay him to fix it.
And that's why I rescinded my motion.
I
So
appreciate that, because I can't imagine.
I came up with a better idea to make it all happen. So I would make a motion that we, whether it be at the workshop meeting or whatever, that we make sure the chief is here and at least one of those guys and Patrick, that we can hash it out right then and there, that it's not, because that was my whole point, if you remember, of trying to get it approved,
Yes.
was to stop the constant back and forth.
You literally said that at the last meeting. You wanted to stop that, yeah.
I tried.
Is- but-
Let me give it a second shot.
Is he at the workshop?
He's not typically, but it would be cheaper in the end to get him or do it at I don't, like I said, whether
Can
it's
we-
the workshop or the next meeting, but
Yeah.
We could get him on, well, it's gonna be the same price whether we get him on the phone or have him here.
So I say that we want to do it at the next meeting.
schedule it according to maybe when one of the officers is already working, that they could, if there'd be coverage or whatever. That would be my motion, to schedule a time, whatever that time may be.
Okay. To have Patrick, Lawn EMS, chief.
I can represent law and EMS
Okay, so
in my
chief,
capacity as a board member of the fire company.
okay. See, who do you want there? Patrick, yourself, chief, and
At
Jared,
least one-
probably?
Yeah, at least whomever whatever officer you feel is best to.
Meet. Do I have a second to that?
Second.
Do I have any more questions about that or discussion? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we want to do the work? I feel like we should set a time. I guess it depends on officers though
let's do that.
too.
Schedule, yeah.
I mean, I
Alright.
think it's either the workshop or the next. I mean, we can do this at a meeting. Can we do this at a meeting or it'd take too long?
Absolutely, we can do it whenever we want.
Wouldn't that fall under the executive session?
To have a private, not,
That shack.
Contract, right?
I don't know. I'd have to ask Patrick.
I don't know, yeah.
And even
But-
if one of
Of
us is
employment.
comfortable, if you want me to do it, or if one of you wanna do it, like, we don't all three,
Oh, well, that works too.
you know, if we can set up a time during the day, you know, I'd be glad to come in, or, like I said, if you wanna.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with you doing that, so it's not the board.
You would know, but based on it, yeah, that sounds,
We all seem to be in pretty good agreement on what we're after.
I think so.
okay. Wonderful. Jack's gonna meet then with them. Get it hammered out. So we don't have to have it back on the agenda except to approve next time. All right.
Just double check and make sure it meets the criteria for.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's only one, he can.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. All right. Good and welfare. Does anybody have anything else?
I do,
Oh, good.
yeah.
You.
It better not be streetlights,
It's not streetlights,
stormwater.
although I have a camera pointing out my streetlight.
Excellent.
Days it's on and off. It's a joke, kidding. No, I mean, I just got sworn in for another 6-year term, and I just want to say to people how much I enjoy doing this. After serving quite a while on the school board, it's very different, but you know, hopefully I'll get better at it as time goes on. But also, I want to say I think this township, under the leadership of Faith and Jack, I think that's what makes this all work. I think we're doing some unique things. I think just looking at an agreement with the police, between the police department, being able to perform emergency services is unique and not something that's easy, because I said I work in Harrisburg where things are siloed, and to break down silos and to try to do these things it's not easy. And there's a lot of people that want to say no, and the only way you can get the yes is to have the elected officials push for a yes. The same with the fire company and what, you know, we've done with the volunteers and allowing the township, you know, folks to serve in that capacity. Because I think the one thing we all look at up here, and I know we get into budgets and everything else, but is how we best serve the residents of South Londonderry Township. So I really look at this as a, you know, I didn't, you know, I didn't get into this to go anywhere else. People are like, well, do you want to run it? I got into this to do this. So I appreciate the people that come to the meetings. I think it's great that we have as much involvement as we do. On a Monday, I think there's a few less people here than would be on a normal a normal day, but it's good to get the feedback, and I know we look at that feedback, and while we don't always agree on everything, I think everybody just wants to see this township do well. So I appreciate it and thank the people that voted for me, and even the people that didn't.
And I'll add, I want to just thank Scott and Glenda for, and Nanette for picking up the pieces of not having a manager and our zoning officer moving on to the county. So thank you for doing that. You guys have been a huge help. It's been kind of chaotic, but we're getting through
The
it.
end is near.
We hope. So, all right, anyone else have anything else? All
You
right,
adjourn?
second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Meeting
Hey,
adjourned.
Dawn, I get to work with you in official capacity on the planning commission.
Thanks, thank you.